It's okay.
I don't know why that's so funny.
I don't understand.
Every time I just get closer, just like... So do we even have like an outline?
In a land 70 miles southeast of Boston, on a show that's just too damn early, we're ready to break some legs.
Hello, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of the Too Damn Early Show. My name is D-Max.
And I'm Delia Jade.
Properly titled, what are we titling this one? This one's a specific one because we had some Pacific skipping with some twisty wind.
We were all spun up down here.
Tony, what is the title of this one?
Twisters in Tourist Town.
Twisters in Tourist Town. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be getting to that in a little bit. We're going to be talking a little bit about all the things we talk a little bit about and everything like that. Did I ever tell you about that and everything like that?
Yeah.
I know. I completely get it. Talking about all the things and everything like that.
Well, everything like that, I want to tell you that when I was clicking my heels together when the twisters were here and everything like that.
Yeah, and then I saw you do that, and it was kind of weird to think and everything like that. And then we pushed it out, and then I just kind of I sat there drinking coffee and everything like that, and you know, it's just how it's happening and everything like that.
Yeah, I was carrying branches, and a big twister came and knotted my hair up and everything like that.
And yeah, and everything like that.
Yeah.
And everything like that.
Mm-hmm. And everything like that.
And everything like that.
No, everything like this.
Everything like that.
And everything like that.
And everything like that. And we were talking about, you know, what we've been up to and everything like that.
Yeah, I mean, there's been just so much going on and everything like that.
And everything. I just can't help but notice my own stupid little filler phases and phrases. Like, we're going to talk a little bit about this. We're going to talk a little bit about that.
Talking about a little bit of this, a little bit about that.
And everything like that.
And everything about this and that.
Anyways, so what has been going on in Dwayne in Delia Jade's neck of the woods?
Well, work. But then we had a little thing where Dorothy came to town on the twister and the little dog and the crystal slippers and the green lady with the green face.
That's
I was
right.
scared.
We had a tornado come through Cape Cod, which led to a very interesting time. I was at summer camp, and I had to explain to about 10 different kids that tornadoes are not necessarily lethal unless they are directly above you. And it's really sad when you have to sit there and look at kids who all just turn into... It's like cartoon mass hysteria when somebody says, like, the world's about to end, and you see everybody running all around the place, and they're all like, we're all gonna die!
I'll get you, little pretty, and your little dog, too.
I freaked them out pretty bad, so I had to herd a band of raging kitties, more or less. Like, they were raging cats that I had to get together, band, and get across the camp while they were all screaming and crying, and it was horrible.
Should have just grabbed them by the ear and just whipped them across.
Get over here now. The tornado is coming. She will get you.
Bad thing to do, just like have like coat hangers like on straps with the kids like hung on them, just like running around with my arms stretched out towards the pavilion like, fresh meat, get your fresh meat.
You better let's go. You're gonna go to the choking.
Tornadoes half off.
You wanna go to choking?
that scene from Matilda where it's Mrs. whatever the heck.
Oh God, I forget her name.
Miss Honeyworth. Wait, that was
the good
Trench
one.
Pull.
Miss Trudgebull.
Trenchbull.
Trudgebull.
Trudgebull?
Trudgebull.
Yeah.
Mrs. Trudgebull.
If you don't keep your behavior, I will stick you in the chokey.
You better get across the camp. You're gonna choky.
So things at the summer camp have been quite interesting on that end, and I've learned that there's if I can get permission, there is a friend of mine who remained anonymous until time comes, who is compilating all of the things that kids say, and some of these things that they have said are very interesting, and we're gonna maybe put it together as sort of a mean Twitter comments thing. You know, you see with like Jimmy Kimmel, they have like the mean Twitter comments where it's celebrities reading that, but maybe have it be like different different counselors that we have about. If we manage to pull that off, that'd be super fun. And one of them I'll share with you. So I have a lifeguard. His name is Gordy, and he works with me. And then there's also another guy on campus that's on camp that is a counselor, and his last name is Cake Bread. And I kid you not, there's this secret like bromance between me and Gordy because we work with each other a lot, and that's just kind of what happens when you're around someone constantly. People are like, oh, are they together? Which is weird because he's a minor, and that's not what's going on. Anyways, more or less, it came down to this. The kids were behind me, and I was talking with Cake Bread, and I'm an overly friendly person. I was making some jokes about how he was a stand-up guy and how I really appreciate it, sending some of that love towards him. And then I hear from behind me go, oh boy, Mr. Dean really needs to stop cheating on Gordy with Cake Bread. And then I hear from behind him, I hear go, yeah, his food fetish is insane.
Oh my. If you were in a camp, I would have thought that would have been a different setting.
Nope, they were camp kids.
That's all I can say.
So that's just kind of been what's going on. There's no T-Diz bump today, but we'll be getting on that right soon. And we have a buttload. We're just going to riff it like old days, We're just going to dig through some weird news.
He's a diggin'.
He's a diggin' and a schwiggin'.
Schwiggin'?
Also possible talks about the State Fair and the Big E coming up a little bit later this month. That'd be next month. Maybe not August. I'm sorry. I had acid reflux. Tell me not to speak.
Burn.
More or less. So we'll be talking about that as time goes on. But past that, we have plenty of weird news. We're going back to the usual thing that we used to do when we were a radio show and just go off of the weird news. But recently we were submitted some footage from our own Ricky Rick. My father, Rick Peters, had submitted a video of him tearing down a tree off of a $1 million house. So
him and me.
Yep. Oh yeah, you were there too. Now tell me about the scene real quick. This apparently was a very interesting thing.
It was very interesting. 40 feet in the air.
40 feet in the air. You guys had a 40-foot ladder that barely reached out there.
Right.
And I'm usually when I'm 40 feet up in the air, I'm in a harness.
Well, let me tell you something. It's not easy. I was talking to the homeowner, and I'm like, "Yeah, you want to go up there?" He's like, "I ain't going up there." And I'm like, "Well, I got to go up then." So I ended up climbing all the way up.
He was climbing all the way up.
I was climbing
stealing all the things.
I was crying on the way up, actually.
He was crying and crying.
I was crying and climbing on the way up. I was terrified. My knees were quivering. My lip was quivering. The whole scene was coming down. Making it hard for me to set the scene, bro. You're making me hard.
He had quivering jowls as he went up like...
Yes, my jowls were quivering. I don't know what the heck jowls are, but anyway, they were quivering.
Thing?
Oh, that's your jowl?
I mean, jowl is usually a term used to describe like dog jaws, but Oh,
I've got a dog jaw right here. So my jowls were quivering, and so...
Walking up looking like Scooby-Doo.
Yes, and I didn't even get a treat. But, So I had to grab the rope, pull the chainsaw all the way up, with one arm, by the way, holding on, and hand him the chainsaw. So I always thought it was all said and done. And then he says, well, I need you to come all the way up now. So I had to come up off the ladder and come over the lip of the roof and come up. I was like, yeah, I don't know about that. So I ended up going up, because you know me, I ain't scared. Creepy. You see, I've got it in mind. So, as I go up, I was scared. He was scared. Who knows what reasonings? For me, maybe. Anyway.
All right, so we're gonna look up the actual video real quick.
It doesn't have me climbing up the ladder creepily.
Yeah, Tony, could you please stick the video onto the chat so that we can access it easily? In the meantime, enjoy this technical difficulty screen that beeps anonymously in the background.
So, in the big scheme of things, Redneck's famous last words are, "Hey guys, hold my beer, watch this."
Or fire in the hole.
That's always fun.
Hey,
So, anyway,
Sarah, you're in charge of M.
So he's going over.
Good.
This is my father, by the way.
yes.
See the
take up
ladder?
some
How high?
slack.
Okay.
Is everybody ready?
No. Nobody's ready for this.
Is everybody ready?
No.
Okay.
I need to hear better.
I
Yes.
see me.
So that tree was just leaning up there. Oh yeah, there's Delia Jade right over there.
Yep, there I am. Hiding.
And that tree's just leaning up against the
Take up the slack.
the house roof, right?
No, it's on
You
top
got it
of it.
low?
Oh, okay.
I don't
And
think
we've
it
already done a
matters.
lot of work just to get to this point to free it up.
Go ahead,
To
take
make
up
it
the
be able to
slack.
do that.
He's taking up the slack. He
Oh,
has the
yeah,
thing in
takes a
4-wheel
second.
low, and he's about to pull it off because that's how you do things with a truck and a rope.
A little
And a
bit
maniac. Truck ropeman maniac.
more. A little bit more.
A little bit more. Also, redneck
And
famous last
go!
words. And it all came tumbling down.
I think it was a success. Is the patient dead? Looks good.
Awesome.
Yeah, you should probably back up a little bit.
Back up a little bit.
Actually came down mint.
Yeah. I wonder what size dent that left in the ground, though.
Actually, surprising, it didn't. You know what happened?
Huh.
It got pulled so fast, it hit those trees in front of it, was like, doo, and then slumped down. It literally got pulled straight off the roof.
Talk about luck.
Well, it was planned luck, actually. We spent hours figuring that out.
Yeah, didn't you guys have like a piece of plywood underneath the
Piece
tree?
of plywood, but your dad had to actually take a piece of wood up there and lift it off of the roof to put the plywood underneath it. So that's probably a 400, 500 pound piece of wood we're dinking around with up there.
That's some stiff and big wood.
Oh yeah, that was ready to go.
It was ready to go. It was ready
Stiff and ready to
to.
go.
It was going to come down.
Oh, that thing was getting ready to swing right on down in there.
Yeah, coming down hard.
Right in there.
Right in there.
Yep, right down the woody hole.
Wouldn't have missed. Oh, breaking sexy Doug. So,
Well, he's gonna be wearing his drug rug soon.
oh yes, futures thing. We gotta get those skits up.
It's a future skit.
We're not gonna spoil it here
Yeah.
because I know you were about to.
Yeah. Smithers.
Yes.
Smithers. Release the
Release the
hounds.
hounds. I've got two buttons on this control console. One supplies the town with power, the other one releases the hounds.
Release Smithers. Release the hounds.
So, let's get to some weird news now that we have covered the tornado, which, by the way,
There was more than one, by the way. There was several, they said.
several?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there were a few funnel clouds, but there was actually only one that actually touched down on Cape.
But for their...
Oh, there was...
Yeah, there were a couple, maybe even several.
Oof.
Right. Well, there was
That's
just
kind
so
of what
much.
I thought happened.
There was just so much destruction. You know something more was going on.
Alrighty. Well, let's get to some weird news. And the first one is one of the most redneckity fixes I've ever seen done to any vehicle. Colorado driver replaces taillight with a red sports drink. That's right. Gatorade is the new taillight. You stick a bulb in it with the Gatorade, it's the new blinker fluid.
Get out of here.
I'm kid you not. Colorado police said a driver tried to replace a broken taillight with a red sports drink. That's what it is. And it came off of Denver news station KMGH-TV as they reported the Longmont police stopped a driver on Monday who had placed the red-colored drink where his car rear light should have been. And, I mean, it's the right color. He did something right. You know,
Hey.
Get the yellow Gatorade for the turn signal. There you go.
Well,
Perfect.
I mean, if you ever get stuck, you can drink something.
Yeah, I know, right? It's efficient.
I am parched. I am thirsty. Who needs a light? I'll buy one later.
Authorities say the driver was on his way to get the taillight fixed when officers stopped him in Longmont, 38 miles north of Denver. Officers say that they didn't ticket the driver who had been repairing his car later that day, but it was a fun experience as they look over in awe at the ingenuity of people and what they accomplish. My cousin's car is all jacked up, and he doesn't even have anything on there. It kind of looks like how do I put this? It looks like the opponent in the middle of a mid punch in a Mike Tyson fight. It's just like all it's missing is like the fish. And that's what his car back.
You should have brought the doctor in.
Would it be legal if it covered all the white? That's a good question.
You're right.
I'm gonna probably say no. But that being said, it is completely not up to me. I don't live in Denver, Colorado, and I'm not a police officer. I don't pay attention to traffic. I just go bike traffic.
Hey, if you had one on each side, you could cheers the cop. They could each grab one and go, cheers!
Officer, I put this red sports drink on my tail light so it would function. But I also broke the other one just for you, and I put one in, and you want one? You got thirsty?
I was
brother?
wondering if you wanted to sell some electrolytes.
Electrolytes, and I have some electric lights. Get it? I made it.
Exactly,
It's
electrolytes.
My electrolytes and my electric lights in the same thing.
You already know how I do it.
Oh, yes.
Electrolytes.
By the way, your cologne smells wonderful.
Well, thank you. It is Yves Saint Laurent.
Yves Saint Laurent. See, I always
Yves Saint Laurent. Only cost me $94 a bottle.
Or if you're an American, it's Yves Saint Laurent.
Yves Saint Laurent. Yes, Yves Saint Laurent. No, it's Yves Saint Laurent.
My goodness.
Yves.
The words of a smart man.
Yeah, they got some good stuff, boy. Whew.
Moving on to another one, and this one's an interesting one. Louisiana judge orders a man's mouth taped for interruptions. When you can't talk in court, you know it's not an issue of your American rights. It's you are being super dumb. Like a Judge Judy fan that wanted the defendant to just shut up on his case. This time it happened for real. A court log shows that a Louisiana district court judge ordered a man's mouth to be taped shut for repeatedly interrupting proceedings. The Acadiana Advocate reports Michael D. Duhan was being sentenced July 18th for theft and money laundering. And the court minutes show Duhan objected the judge when the Judge Marilyn Castle asked him to stop submitting motions on his own behalf instead of through his attorney. After repeatedly requesting for Duhan to be quiet, the castle ordered the bailiff to tape Duhan's mouth shut.
You are sentenced to 30 minutes with your mouth taped shut.
Yeah, what's the kind of conversation that you would have every time it's like, all right, we're going to have the defendant's testimony now. Your Honor, may I make a motion on my behalf? We're about to let you talk. So, no, but I need to talk about it right now. Sir, I understand. We need to talk about it right now. Sir, but you don't understand, ma'am. I need to talk about it right now. It's very important. Sir, shut up. Shut up. Before I go get the duct tape.
15 minutes later,
The tape was removed after an objection from Duhan's public defense attorney, Aaron Adams, who requested the judge remove his client from the courtroom instead. Castle sentenced Duhan to 11 years in prison and recommended he be transferred to a facility with mental health treatment options. I would have to agree. If you need to have your mouth taped shut in court, maybe you should consider getting yourself on a little bit of that Prozac, because you are a little too hyped up for your own.
He would say something. All he wanted to do is use the bathroom. He was trying to tell him, I am peeing in my pants right now.
See, I would at the very least like stick a sandwich in his mouth before he taped it shut, so it's like. That's right. Yep.
Actually, you know what I would have really taped in his mouth?
What?
A bag of Sour Patch Kids. He had the most sorest face on. Look, the judge says, "Don't look at me in that tone of voice."
Is it capsaicin? No, capsaicin is spice.
Yeah.
What's the chemical that does sour? I forget what it's called.
Sour.
What's a specific chemical? Sour Satan. Sounds like sour Satan.
Sour chase him.
We put some sour Satan in his mouth and taped it shut, and he sat there like.
His eyes are out of his head, wild.
Talk about an adrenaline rush, having just straight sour extract just thrown into your face and taped shut by a judge. That is cruel and unusual.
I tell you, that's one sour judge.
Yeah. Judge Judy is like a sweet tart compared to that.
You ain't kidding.
On another end, we're going to go to the UK, where there has been another brawl. Not that I remember we covered any brawls in the UK, but this one in specific. Reports say that a clown sparked a brawl on board a UK-bound cruise ship.
Someone stole his fake rose.
Apparently. And it didn't squirt anybody. It's just it squirted a fist to the face.
Well, he was actually pretty sad because someone stole one of his doves, too.
Oh, why are people stealing stuff?
He had several doves come out of his hat and someone stole one. He couldn't account for it.
I'm gonna eat this later.
No, he was angry.
British media reports say that 6 people have been assaulted on board a P&O cruise ship after the passenger dressed as a crown sparked a brawl.
A crown?
Yes, they were dressed as a crown.
I am dressed as a crown.
You know, if you think about it, we have the crown, we have the bell, and we have the arch. Anybody who knows anything about American fast food knows exactly what they're talking about.
Dang, that produced loud.
I know, right? Somebody's doing some blasties, or it's either that or it's like actually like a rumbly engine.
No, that was a rumbly tummy. Doug just goes, what the heck? Come on, sexy dick, get up in on that.
Sexy dick?
Come on, Doug.
He doesn't have to get into that. We can't force sexy Doug to do things. He has like...
I want him to do the belly dance. That was side stage left. No one wants to see Doug do the belly dance. That stinks.
No, I just don't think he can do the belly dance. Can
Come on,
you,
Doug. He tried.
And that is the official word. You know how in techno music it's like boots and pants to like imitate the beat of like a techno beat, like boots and pants.
Yep, sure.
That's grunts and sheets.
Grunts and sheets?
Grunts and sheets, grunts and sheets, grunts and sheets.
So, you brunt and then you cheat.
Yep, brunt and sheet. Like an episode of Jersey Shore. I brunt and then I cheat.
Oh, yeah. I've seen that before, actually, vaguely.
I've never seen such a devious...
Snooky.
Snooky! Snooky up someone's butt.
Oh, yeah, shit.
So anyways, back to the brawl.
So they had a brawl.
Then they had a ball. It was a ballroom blitz, and the man in the back said everyone attack as Richard Gaisford, an ITV journalist who was on board the cruise ship traveling from Bergen, Norway, to Southampton, England, said the security staff rushed to the buffet on board after a late-night melee.
They had a fight at the buffet.
They had a fit at the buffet.
I will have a buffet in the fret, and I was a fret at the buffet.
He tweeted Saturday that the brawl apparently started when a passenger dressed as a crown upset a group of passengers. A PO cruise spokesman said all the passengers had disembarked from the Britannia ship and police were investigating, as the BBC quoted New Hampshire police as saying that 6 people were assaulted in the incident, and which took place in the early hours of Friday. Police say that 2 people were arrested. Bet you one of them was the clown.
I tell you right now, that clown took no jokes.
He wasn't
even
clowning
took his
around.
nose off and threw it at them. He's like, "How dare you? I'll take your eye out."
You know what would be the really menacing thing to see a clown do? Like, just take his nose off, take a bite out of it, and just charge.
I'd be like, "Yeah, that was cherry energy." Ugh.
Yes, I concentrated Red Bull and cherry extract into my notes.
Yep.
I huff it on regular occasions to keep my energies up.
Well, with the big crowd, it's really pretty bad.
You ain't kidding.
I'm coming to get you!
All I gotta do is stay 2 feet ahead of you, buddy.
Yeah, the problem
Watch
is,
out for that snake.
problem is one of his feet is the equivalent of 2 feet. The $5 foot-long combo could not handle those shoes.
$5 foot long combo. How much you pay for that?
At least $10.
No, you said $5.
$5? But they don't have that anymore.
You said a $5 foot long combo. I said, how much you pay? You said 10. You said 5.
Oh, $5.
That's just what confused me. These clowns, they're scary.
Let me clarify something. Women cost money. Men are free.
Clowns, they're free. But they
Clowns
cost
come
money.
at a discount price. Negative $3.
Then you get a boatload of rats. I'm hungry for rats. Rats. My butt.
Wow, is that like the new version of Eminem's gerbil? Is
No, I was
leaked
just
onto
telling you
rats?
because I seen the rats in my butt.
How do you... Now, I don't want to make a joke about you having your head up your ass, but you're really asking for it.
Well, yes, the rats in my butt.
Oh, look at all the rats! Ooh.
Well, I feed them. They climb in. They're tired. They curl up.
You have like a 2-bedroom apartment complex up your butt?
Well, there are tents.
There are tents in your
So
butthole.
when you go on the bathroom, that's what all of you die.
That's right.
Yep. Dwayne has a rodent death camp.
I even have a hammock, a couple of hammocks and everything up there.
Oh my gosh. Where do they hang?
Their balls.
Just plethora of...
Yes, plethora of hanging balls. Gerbil balls.
Anyways, moving on to the next part, which I can't believe myself because I think it is a wonderful way to remember a historical part of our history. In Columbus, Ohio, State Fair remembers the moon landing with butter astronauts.
Oh! Stop buttering me up.
I kid you not. Couldn't make this up if I tried. The moon may be made of cheese, but these astronauts are made of butter. The concept is a little bit similar, except for one is not necessarily fermented as much as clumped together in a creamy, buttery sensation, as opposed to the other one being us literally eating mold.
I put them on my corn.
Moon corn.
Yes, moon corn and cheesy feet.
Jesus.
What's wrong with that?
You ever bit a cheesy foot? Because I don't think I want to do that.
No, my feet always smell like that, and I don't want them either.
The more you know. The Ohio State Fair is commemorating the 50th anniversary of the moon landing with a life-size butter sculptures of Neil Armstrong and his fellow astronauts.
How strong is his arm? It's made of butter.
I know, right? It's more like Neil's slick arm.
Neil Buttery Chaps.
Mrs. Butterworth's had an affair with Neil Armstrong, and they gave birth to
Neil Butterstrong.
Buzz Buttergren.
Neil Butterstrong's
Neil
kid.
Butterstrong.
Maybe you on Colonel Sanders.
Cheated on Colonel Sanders with Mrs. Butterworth.
Yeah, with a special sauce.
Sticky, 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 sticky. Governor Mike DeWine, he is DeWine, opened the 166th edition of the fair Wednesday morning. With a ribbon-cutting ceremony afterward, the Republican governor turned the fairgrounds to stopped by this year's annual butter display.
Can I ask you a question, though? They did not have like an annual buttering biscuit display?
No, but that being said, it was better than last year.
Oh, stop buttering me up.
Oh, I know. And I just caused brain cells to leave human skulls by saying that. The display features a life-size sculpture of Wapa
Guapa Conita.
Yeah, Wapakoneta, native Armstrong saluting the American flag after planting it on the moon's surface as he stands behind his lunar butter module.
I'm saying he was giving a lunar butter moonular.
Sorry, guys, the moon isn't made of cheese. It's made up of Neil Armstrong and Mrs. Butterworth's interdimensional marriage.
4 moons to the day.
Yep, and that's why we can't. It's so dry, right?
Well,
right.
butter him up with all the butter on his caps. Kneecaps.
They faked the moon landing because they got there, then they just stood down. They were like, ooh.
Like, buddy, drag yourself in.
The display includes the Apollo 11 emblem and a life-size sculptures of Armstrong and his fellow astronauts Buzz Aldrin and Michael Collins sitting beside the traditional butter cow and calf, because there were cows on the moon apparently.
When were there cows on the moon?
I don't think they made it all the way through.
Well, I mean, they joke around how the cows jumped over the moon, but I don't think they were actually there.
Little boy blue and the cows on the moon. When are we getting milk? I don't know when, but we'll come back again. Moon.
We're gonna have a buttery again.
Gonna have a buttery Dan. Anyways, with that, we will be right back in just a second. It's going to seem like a second to you. We're going to take 5 and give our butts some good needed circulation that these stools tend to eliminate from our legs. We'll be right back, guys. Stick around. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for waiting for us for all the milliseconds that you probably waited. We are back. And once again, of course, this is the Too Damn Early Show, and my name is D-Max.
And I'm Billy J.
And I have acid reflux disease. Oh.
And he has the reflex that takes his throat out. That's how his throat feels.
It's a disgusting noise.
But isn't that how your throat feels?
Oh my goodness. So
I've seen it.
So I've got to jump straight to this one.
It's
ladies
cute.
And
I like
We're gonna
the
get back
color.
to weird news.
But it
And
cools me down.
Is this really a thing? Oh my
It's
goodness.
cute. You know what? I don't believe it. There's no way.
It's not on The Onion. So doctors are the doctors are urging women not to put popsicles up their vaginas to cool down during the summertime.
Wait a minute. I should have read that. You should not ever do that. You do not get vitamin C through the vagina. It does not happen. And you cannot taste the popsicle through your vagina either.
No.
Your vagina does not have taste buds.
Or teeth.
Or teeth. Oh. I hope not. I hope they do not have them like the Great White and they just keep coming back to back teeth.
Brush that too, just like.
That's how you brush it.
I can't. So this article off of Rare.us says, "Hey women, I get it. It's hot. It's so hot that you would do anything to cool down. Heck, you'd even walk down the street without sweating a bit. Well, you can't even walk down the street without sweating a bit here and there, especially in the summertime, especially on Cape Cod. Not saying people do this on Cape Cod, but anything can happen. Naturally, as many of us do, we like to cool down by either going to a place that has air conditioning at full blast, like the movie theater, or we take a nice trip to the pool.
That'd be nice. That'd be nice.
Soaking.
I went to soak my bones down at the pool hall.
It's just a hall that's a pool.
It's my pool hall.
Yes, you have to swim to get down to aisle 2. You have to trudge to get down to aisle 5. If you need to go to the basement, hold your breath.
Hold your breath, because I'm going to the pool hall.
Well, in this particular case, we are not going to tell you that it is effective, but people are taking popsicles and sticking them up their vaginal canals in order to properly cool down in the summertime.
Wait a minute. Let's just flip the script here for a minute. If you think that sounds crazy, what if I put one up my butt to cool down for a while? It's just not feasible.
No, and neither it should not be feasible, and you should not do that.
It's not a chocolate-covered popsicle when it's done.
So here's the breakdown. as to why you shouldn't put a popsicle, ice lollies, ice pops, or whatever the hell you
Nice
wanna call them,
lollies, I can't.
up into your genitals. Oh, which I can't believe that I am saying this, but I'm gonna have to do it to save a couple of lives. Basically, you think you're putting something cool and refreshing in there, and better yet, helping your body cool down. But according to Dr. Sarah Welsh, co-founder of the Hank's Condom brand, the vagina is composed of highly delicate and sensitive skin. Meaning,
You could freeze it.
yeah, basically. Although things may seem innocent to the area of the body, if they come in contact with the vagina, talking anatomically at this point, it can cause irritation, infections, and severe damage. Now, I'm no expert. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm no expert. But I'm here to tell you that there are quite a few things that should not go up there. And one of them, a couple of them, are including wasp nests or garlic knots, which apparently are actually a thing people stick up there.
So anyway, through all this jazz, please don't freeze your vaginal walls.
Try not to stick them popsicle balls, and don't you dare freeze those vaginal walls.
Well, I don't understand they'd have popsicle balls, lollies, I mean, all these special little candies that go up there, but yeah, it sounds not too fun when you freeze those vaginal walls.
And I can't imagine what this does to the pleasure of sex when you have a popsicle go up there, because there's going to be nerve damage. There's just going to be. There's not a single case where it's not. So your cool down might lead to you never enjoying sex ever again, which would be terrible.
Because that's not the right way to break it in.
No. So do yourself a favor. Do not give your vagina the cold shoulder or the cold inner.
Or the cold outer.
Ugh.
Whatever's going on. Yeah, I just think that that area down there is special, and I don't think you should ever put any lollies up there.
Lollies. Has me lolling on the floor over all the
I will lollygag around.
I will lollygag around. I interrupted everything. I spits a little bit on the microphone. What's the password?
Password. The password is...
In other news, an Alaska man riding a longboard and wielding a sword jumps on the back of a truck to threaten a driver. Now, this is a case of not even a hit and run, it's more of a ride and stab.
a longsword ride.
Oh yes, the driver in Fairbanks feared for his life Tuesday night after another man allegedly jumped on the back of his truck while wielding a sword.
Oh my.
Derek Harris, 26 years old of Fairbanks, was riding a longboard on the Old Steves Highway in Fairbanks and brandishing the weapon, Alaska State Troopers reported. And Harris was headed in the direction of the Farmers Loop when he somehow got in the back of a truck heading there. That's when AST says he put the driver in fear for their lives as he brandished a long sword in the back of the pickup, ready for action.
I want all your gold.
Hey, give me all your gold.
I want all your gold.
All your good. Give me your gold. Give me your gold, or I'll slash you with my long sword.
An Irish guy in Alaska, intriguing.
Give me your gold.
Give me your gold, I'm freezing my nuggets off.
I need your gold in your truck, and give me your belt.
Irish.
Remember seeing that thing? It was Conor McGregor and like an animated like little
Yes.
thing. He's like, give me your belt.
Give me your belt. I'll give you my belt.
Quick punch. Oh boy.
At the end, Saturn or that guy comes in to get him. He was
Oh,
taking
Daddy.
Saturn's ring, his
Take
belt.
me out to dinner before you take the belt out. The truck stopped at a gas station at the intersection of the Farmers Loop and Seas Highway, and Harris allegedly threatened the driver with a sword. Harris was later arrested and charged with assault. AST says alcohol was a factor. The Fairbanks Police Department assisted in the arrest.
No, alcohol's never a factor.
Never. Sane people
Until you get
always-
caught.
Yeah, and I wonder where this person managed to find a long sword and why he had it while he was longboarding.
So I was long swording while I was longboarding, and I was knee-highing, and I was knee-lowing.
Poetic. Very poetic.
Poetic longboarding.
Poetic long sorting.
Long sporting.
Board sorting.
Long swabboarding.
Swabord.
Long swabboarding.
Needless to say, how any regular human being would think that brandishing a longsword on a longboard is a good idea. But that being said, speaking as somebody who has been trained in swordplay, why would you keep that there? And was it a real longsword? What are you doing with a real longsword? This is what keeps people up at night.
Well, this is what keeps people up at night. That guy was just trying to cut a piece of bread.
Yeah, cut him some slack.
No, he was out on a late night walk, cutting some bread with his longsword, and he got caught in the guy's truck. I mean, don't blame him.
I don't think that's how that happened.
No, he was buttering his bread, and he was just having a hell of a time. And all of a sudden, this guy just whipped around the corner and just took him in his truck.
I don't know if that's scary, terrifying, or awesome if you are buttering your bread with a longsword.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, you can't hate the guy. I mean, hey, it's just how he does it.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Butter me your bread.
Butter me your bread with your longsword.
Long sword.
Long sword.
That's my long sword.
I swear by the sword, and I also swear by these horny birds. That's right. Next bit, horny birds caused a mass blackout in Perth by rooting on the power lines.
Now, how are they rooting?
Go, Brian! Go! Get it! Get some tail! Get some feather tail!
I want you to have
Let me smash.
I wanna hit it.
Becky likes sticks. Let me smash.
She wants to smash. Look at that horny bird's tail.
More than 1,000 homes in Perth lost power while 2 kookaburras had sex too close to the electrical wires, zapping themselves to death. It was an electrifying experience.
One would say it was heating up.
It got heated right quick, to the point of electric voltage, as the pair of horny kookaburras are thought to have caused a mass blackout in Australia by having sex on top of a power pole.
Didn't they die?
Yeah, fried like poof.
Woof, woof.
Pretty much.
Woof, woof.
Gone were the days of the fornicating birds. Fairfax reported that a man was walking his dog near the corner of Albion Place and Fairlane Drive in Carine, Perth, when he said he saw 2 birds near the power lines. In the heat of the moment, the frisky kookaburras seemed to have gotten too close to the electrical equipment, triggering 2 big blue flashes. Literally. And a series of loud
So it really was heating up.
Yes, it was a series of loud bangs.
Poof, poof. There they went.
There they go.
Those lovebirds and their ways.
Moments later, the power went out in more than 10,000 homes around Perth.
I'll tell you one thing, man. They really knew how to show the love.
I know, that was, they were banging, and then they went up into banging.
Yeah, there it was and there it went. Poof.
There's a few puns we could throw around here. Obviously, we've thrown a few of them around as it is, about how lovebirds' relationship started with a spark and finished with a poof, etc.
Oh, well, yeah. Yeah, I mean, obviously we think of they go to a poof. You know, when they died, there was a
Just sizzle, sizzle, crash, crash.
sizzle, sizzle.
Western Power spokesman Paul Entwistle, whose company was sent to the scene to assess the damage, seized the opportunity, quipping that it seems to be a case of a couple of lovebirds who've made the wrong connection, unfortunately.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you right now, I did love her to death, and she was a real sparker.
It was the best time that I had for the rest of my life. It was never the same.
Oh, I would say so.
Oh, yes. The fact is, though, they're dead. That whole big blue flashes and loud bangs were likely the result of the kookaburras being fried within anywhere between 155,000 and 765,000 volts.
Like
straight to
Romeo
the
and
genitals.
Juliet.
Louise wire-crossed lovers lost it all for the sake of a quick, feverish root.
How do they know? They could have been going on for days.
Have you ever heard a kookaburra?
I have no clue, but I don't think it was just childish love. I think they had love going on for months, I mean years.
Well, a regular kookaburra sounds like... Can you imagine what that sounds like if they're getting it on?
It didn't last long. It was a
There goes... That's what happens when you make love next power lines. According to Paul, just because of the protocols we had to have a bit of look around the substation to make sure that there was no flashover that had gone back to the substation, he said, But I think generally from these sorts of incidents, the network comes out trumps, but the birds seldom do.
Oh, they sure don't.
Rest in peace, birds, or as they say in modern culture, rip
Rip it.
and shock it.
He ripped it all right. Ripped it to the poof.
Tantalizing, electrifying. This next one is a Dahlia Jade special. I'll let you read this one for us.
So
real
Dahlia
quick.
Jade special. Let's see what we got frothing up over here.
How to get people not to listen to your podcast. Make obnoxious bubbling noises into the microphone.
Wipe out. Yo, posh. So, liquid meth was in snow globes. Liquid meth, $1 million worth. Unbelievable.
That's crazy. Yep, snow globes found with $1 million of liquid meth were found in Australia.
That's crazy. This is testing of the liquid inside. The 15 snow globes returned a presumptive positive result of methamphetamine.
Methamphetamine.
These methamphetamines. It says the detention has been referred to Australian Federal Police. Ew, wow. This is an NSW Regional Commander Danielle Yiannopoulos says the ABF has investigated heavily and is technology capable to see further into each package than ever before. All they seen was the liquid meth, and I told them don't drink it.
Don't drink the liquid meth.
No, even out of light bulbs.
Nope, and this is a whole new thing.
Drinking meth out of light
snow
bulbs.
globes. Close.
Drinking meth out of anything, don't do it.
Drinking meth out of light bulbs. Ew.
Don't do it, please. I mean, it sounds like a good thing, but no.
Officers continue to prove time and time again that criminals who attempt to hide their substances in new and imaginative ways are wasting their time, Yiannopoulos said in a statement.
It doesn't matter how clever you think your concealment is, we can find it.
Which is the second notable methamphetamine drug bust in
Sydney
within the
since
past
24 hours. Whoa. That's serious.
Mm-hmm.
A man in a van loaded with a drug crashed in 2 parked police cars, leading them to uncover the easiest drug bust in history. Whoa.
Wah, 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 wah. I mean,
creepy.
literally hand delivered, and they forgot to tip.
I will hand deliver them. Why, you want some meth? Take it. I will sniff it with you. I'm joking. I would
Hit
never.
it 60 miles an hour.
That stuff is rotten awful.
Have you seen what methamphetamine does to people?
Yeah, it makes people pick their face.
Yeah, basically.
My cousin's on it, actually.
Oof.
Yeah, I heard he's on it. He's a fiend for his meth. Meth fiend.
Meth fiends, methamphetamine.
I would never ever want to be known as a methamphetamine.
All right, so we got one more. Actually, we got two more. This one is a particularly interesting one. It happening over in Germany. A medieval sex cult is at the center of a German crossbow murder mystery.
Intriguing.
Yep, police
Medieval
now-
sex, cool with the dogs and stuff.
Oh my. I don't know about that. I'm not even going to dig into that. That sounds like something I don't want to talk about. Oh my gosh, my acid reflux.
I'm glad you said it the way you said it. If you didn't say reflex, I was going to say, what's wrong with you?
So police now say a German sex guru specializing in medieval bondage directed lesbian sex slaves in a bizarre murder-suicide. Storefront
This
window
is
of
terrifying.
Torsins, yeah, right? Medieval fetish shop in Hatchenberg, Germany. It's
Germany.
adorned with a mannequin splattered with fake blood, sitting in open-legged on the counter. The periwinkle rope is tied several times around her wrists and her neck. Thick silver chains are draped across her. This is really graphic. Like suspenders. A stained blindfold is pushed up above her eyes. Basically, this thing looks like the movie Saw if it were
Wow.
featured on Pornhub. So Weiss 53 was the tattooed and pierced owner of the shop when police say that who police say once owned a dog that used to maul and bite other canines to death.
Wow.
Last weekend, Weiss was found dead with crossbow bolts protruding from his neck and the skull on a double bed on the second floor of a quaint B&B in the picturesque Bavarian town of Passau. By his side was a 33-year-old Kirsten Enders who had succumbed to similar fatal injuries.
Wow.
I know, right? What Germany is this where people go out and get murdered by crossbows?
The new one. Go ahead.
New Germany?
The new Germany, where they have sex with crossbows.
This and enters left vills at their sides, presumably to ensure that the motives were clear. The investigators suspect that they were all members of some kind of sex circle with a focus on the Middle Ages. According to RTL News, quoting local investigators on the scene, this may have been the guru of the group. And Cassbury, who hailed from Lower Saxony, some 250 miles north of Passau, had booked the triple room online, so investigators naturally started their investigation at her house to determine whether anything on her computer in her possession would shed light on the motive for the strange deaths. And they found 2 more female victims on the way. One identified as Gertrude C. was her lover, according to police.
I love you, Gertrude. Oh, those bows in your face. Ugh.
See, this is why German dungeon porn is a card in Cards Against Humanity, because we can't make this stuff up.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
And yeah, we the Germans, we like to torture. It makes us happy, makes us funny, makes us want to do more.
Oh, go ahead, have fun.
Yeah.
Have sex with that bow.
Sticks and stones may break my bones, but chains and whips, they excite me.
Sticks and stones may break my bones, but bows and arrows kill me.
The other woman in Cassbury's apartment was a 19-year-old identified in the press only as Karina Yu. Bild interviewed her parents, who said that she was a medieval folklore enthusiast who had recently met Reese at his store, which was evidently the place where such devotees gathered. She was raving about Torsten, his father told Bild. I don't understand how someone manages in 4 to 6 weeks to manipulate someone like that. Geisbauer said that the friends of the 4 female victims interviewed by police say that the women had all been under Lisa's hypnotic control. They reportedly engaged in extreme sexual acts, often involving BDSM under his direction.
Creepy dude, man.
That's creepy Skinner right there.
Oh, he is a skin diddler, they call him.
Skin diddler.
He is the master skin diddler.
Yes, we call him the skin diddler. He likes to diddle the skin.
He wants all the skin of unwanted victims to diddle and diddle he will.
And diddly he do, as he didn't and diddly didn't, as he didn't and diddly died.
Well, he didn't diddly will do no more.
It sounds like Ned Flanders is the head of a
Skin diddly do, wow, neighbor.
Howdly doodly. Howdly doodly.
Saying
Will you
skin
diddly my
diddly
doodle?
doodly, my neighbor.
Will you howdy my doodly?
But skin doodly do, my neighbor.
Not to be a bit of a criticism of this sex cult thing, but wouldn't that make everybody a bit of a paraplegiarino?
Paraplegiarino, I don't know. They weren't even on hands or knees. They were scapegoats.
That's like a scene from the Simpsons movie was like, and now we'd like to thank the Lord for this bountiful penis.
Bountiful penis.
Amen.
Amen.
My.
Oh my is right.
All right, last story we're gonna throw your guys' way, and then we're gonna work on signing off. So this one, MPs roar with laughter over village names. Wise vagina and testicles are sad.
Well, first and foremost, they should liven up those testicles. Why are they so sad?
I know, right? Proceedings with Guyana's parliament.
I'm gonna say it's a gynecologist, but get now.
Took on the air of a boisterous school classroom when the politicians exploded laughter over the bizarre places names like the village vagina is wise.
Well, they are, aren't they? They listen to the words. Oh, wise vagina, you.
Oh, the vagina is wise. The unusually titled settlements came up for discussion in a debate after the country's power capabilities, but MPs became sidetracked when John Frimpong Osei of the New Patriotic Party began listing off some villages that are not connected to the national power grid. On one of the villages, Etwe Nim Nyansa, which translates to from Ashanti Tiwi language to English as the vagina is wise,
Oh yeah.
sets the fuse for amusement, and MPs could not contain themselves when the place is named Kote Yi Aboa, penis is a fool, and Shuya Yi Morbor, testicles are sad.
So they
We're
have.
also called out.
Penis are a fool and testicles are sad. And I'm not visiting there. Doesn't
The
sound too
incident
happy.
had been posted online by Gahana's base reporter, garnering even more giggles. And now there's a couple of tweets, like Philia or Ashaki247 on Twitter said, "This is hilarious." And there were some crying face emojis. And then Seth Apaya 70, replied to Veronica Kami saying, "And indeed it is so. The MP made my week." According to the BBC journalist Thomas Nadi, who was in the capital Accra, some town names have held onto the titles given to them by their first settlers. And I wonder what the first settlers were thinking of when they was like, "Yes, we are here."
Vagina is weak. Oh, vagina is weak too. Weak, wise, weak.
I mean, I'm just saying, feminism right here. The vagina is wise, penis is the fool.
Sad testicles. Oh, a weak man. Sad testicles, you.
I mean, people do hold women in some regard as wise in certain cultures, so I would see why that would be. Or women being
You
sacred.
wise vagina, you.
Did Canuck the Crow swoop off with a knife from a Vancouver crime scene? Now, I know we've covered Canuck the Crow at least once before. It was a long time ago. But the crow in question appears to be the notorious Canuck the Crow. Canuck the Crow, Vancouver's most notorious bird, is being accused of flying away with a knife from a crime scene. The crow had quite a reputation in Vancouver, as its antics are regularly chronicled on social media, including a dedicated Facebook page that has a profile photo of the bird holding a knife in its beak. Thug life.
Oh my.
Can't make this stuff up, man. It's too stupid. Why can't you do it?
Well, I can tell you this right now. No one's gonna mess with him. Let's stab him.
Earlier on Tuesday, police had shot a man near Hastings in Cassiar Streets. They were called to the scene of a car engulfed in flames. When they arrived, police said they were confronted by a man with a knife. Shots were fired and the man was arrested. Vancouver Courier reported Mike Howell said he saw the bird, which had a red tag on its leg, as does Canuck, swoop in and pick up the object from the area cordoned by the police tape. And the cops chased it for about 15 to 20 feet, then the crow dropped it and took off, Howell told BBC. It was really strange in my 20 plus years of reporting crime scenes. I've never seen anything like this, like a crow trying to take a knife. And sure enough, there's the knife right there. So, Vancouver police confirmed the bird did indeed take off with crime scene evidence. The crow was persistent, but the knife was eventually gathered as evidence. Constable Brian Montague said in the email.
Constable Brian
Constable
Montague.
The bird was also spotted sitting on the roof of a burned car and trying to get into the camera operator's gear.
Oh my.
So needless to say, this bird has a reputation. And upon everything else, I just can't get enough of birds today. I have been fighting off geese off of the docks over at camp for the past 2 days.
I tell you, that's shitty.
Yeah, it is. I've literally had to set up rope attached to PVC pipes, barrels,
Yeah.
everything, and they still came and pooped on the dock. I finally got it down, and now every time I see them, I can't help myself. I used to love geese. My grandmother used to feed the geese when we used to
Damn you! Go back to Canada, you!
I've learned that geese do like an awkward turnaround. They're like, ugh, and then they turn around. Whenever I sit there, I just go, ah! Ah! And you're just yelling at them. And they all run away.
Well, you scared them with your voice. They can't even hear you.
I just can't imagine
only
what this
feel
looks
you.
like as you come onto the lake and hear me screaming on a rowboat going, ah! On a rowboat, just peering slowly towards these geese.
you know what I would have had,
screaming.
right? I would have had the men in the white suits come take you away.
Coming to take me away.
They're coming to take me away. Ho ho. Yeah, to the funny farm.
Everybody's happy all the time, and I can't wait to see my friends.
When I see the men in the white suits, oh, yeah, they're coming to take me away.
Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that is our show for today. We went back to an old format, just giving us a little bit of weird news goodness and just talking about the weird things that we enter into in this wonderful place that we call planet Earth. So, our video podcast is available on Facebook and YouTube. Did you have something else to say?
No, I said, is it? Is it planet Earth? I wasn't sure anymore. I was scared.
Gaia, planet Earth, the spinning rock with the water on it. We all call it something. And just a reminder that the podcast downloaders such as Spotify, iTunes, TuneIn Radio, and Google Play Music, you can find our podcast on there. And reminder, we are a podcast, so if you can't take the time to watch the video, you can always listen to it in your car on the way to work, on your smartphone, tablet, or you can also ask Alexa to play the Too Damn Early Show.
Schlecksha, pay the show.
Or you can also check us out on our host Podbean. Just go to toodamnearlyshow.podbean.com, as well as their app on iOS and Android. And as for an inspirational to you guys, let me just be frank with you. 1 + 1 is 2, but if you have more than 3, you might want to consider booking an extra hotel and avoiding the sex cult murderers from Germany when you do.
No triangles.
No triangles. Or, God forbid, if you have like a rhombus.
Oh, I have a 5-way rhombus going. You all die.
Especially with 3D, all the lines connecting.
Yeah.
To our listeners on Cape Cod and beyond, I'm D-Max.
And I'm Delia Jade.
And you've been listening to the Too Damn Early Show. So from us to you, we bid you good morning. So long for now.